All right, YouTube. So the 9:30 candle is about to open up in All right, YouTube. So the 9:30 candle. How do I get this to focus? The 9:30 candle is about to open up in about 7 minutes, as you can see. Let me just zoom in. Based on the video I gave the other day, we are having a B-shaped volume profile. So I'm going to be looking for sales, and I'm going to be looking for sales as soon as we break out of value, and we are very close to breaking out of value. So once the 9:30 candle opens, hopefully we can get a drop, low volume node of some type, and we're going to basically take this trade to the value area low. After we get to the previous day value area low, probably a breakthrough, but that's going to be my goal for today. The only way I'll take buys is we have to break, like we really have to go up a lot, but I'll let you all know what's going on. All right, so I ended up taking sales about 600, and on the funded we are up, hold on, let me move this down. On the funded we're up like 130. The only thing is, this is not a sell that I said I was going to take. This is literally me breaking my rules, which is sad, not gonna lie. But I did like the way this played out. Right now, we had some good profit, but we are kind of rejecting VWAP and the SMA, and we're at the point of control. So I'm at break even on one trade. I probably should close, since I'm back to break even on the evaluation account. When it comes down to the funded account, I'm not at break even yet. I didn't enter at the same point. I entered with something a little bit more conservative. We're up $180. But right now we are at the point of control. So we will see. Let me just take this off. Let me look for some big sellers. Okay, we have only one big seller right there. We need to see some follow through with that seller, and we have it's 9:58 right now, and I believe there is news or some type of person that's speaking at 10. So maybe it can push to our favor. I'm really looking for this trade to continue to drop to around this area, which is 6845, which is around 1,600 profit for this one, and it's going to be around like 700 profit for this one. But that's where I am with this trade. Pretty solid trade. Took a lower entry on this one and took a higher entry on this one. So we'll see. I'll keep you all updated. But we are at $250 on the funded and $812 on the evaluation, and we're finally looking like we're about to break through VWAP and that EMA. So all right, so we are getting the drop now. I'm going to move my take profit down. Move my take profit down for this one as well. So that'll be $100 some profit. To be honest, I could just close the funded, not even gonna lie. I'm actually gonna close some contracts, to be completely honest with you. And let me check the order flow first. We're at the previous, actually close some right now. All right. I could close the the evaluation as well. I really want to let my targets get hit, because I do feel like my target's gonna get hit. Right now we're at a previous day point of control, and right now we're at a previous day point of control. We did get some buying volume. We'll see. All right, so we ended up closing this trade. I closed before this rejection candle. I'm pretty happy at that. I just don't like that. Hold on, let me get my camera straight. Yeah, I just don't like that this delta flipped bullish. Like, I literally seen it. I was literally looking back and forth. So I seen that it was a bunch of volume right here. That was bullish volume, and then I seen we had a bullish delta, and we're at a previous day point of control. So I was like, you know what, let me just get out of this trade. Right now it's coming down, but yeah, I was like, let me just get out of this trade for a $1,000 win, and also a $350 win on the funded. So right now I'm literally in a Doyle's trade. Oh, this guy's getting cooked, but this was my trade. Smooth, real smooth, real smooth, man. Top tick, you already know how I'm getting. And on the funded, we are up $343. The balance is now negative $891. So we just got to keep getting some good wins. Not gonna lie, if I would have just did it on the mini, I would have definitely probably been break even. So I probably got to get back to the break even. If I blow this account, I blow this account. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, I can't be scared. But yeah, so that's that. This trade looks like it's about to honestly reverse, basically. So go over a quick update based on the Discord. I finally turned my light on, so that means I'm about to start the day. And before I say this, this new Apple update, it's hard. All right, so first things first. Now, if you trade order flow, then this part is for you. I'm going to get into like the more simplistic version, but for right now, I just want to mention how this right here, this is you don't see the volume profile on the screen, but this was a B-shaped volume profile, which signifies that a lot of the volume was here. So that means we should be looking for sales. Okay, so let's get into that. My buys today was looking for sales, but I need to find a place where sales were valid. So the hour time frame, it was really just a big doji, to be honest. Like, at first we had the market way down here. In my head, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna look for sales. And then the market ended up buying up, and then I was like, all right, maybe we can look for buys. So the hour time frame, it was very tricky. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but that's when order flow comes in. As long as you have an overall goal of what you're looking for, like you can see on the screen right here, I wanted to see a break and retest of this area, or I wanted to see a break and retest of this area. Unfortunately, it rejected this area, and it really just didn't push up and break above for this area. And I'm already looking for sales due to the volume profile. And if you're not looking at the volume profile, you can also look for sales due to you being in a downtrend. You see high, low, lower high, low. Now you're at a lower high. Now you can literally look to take sales lower, or if you get a break and retest, you can take sales there. So the sales are valid in my opinion. Now 30-minute, what we look for in the 30 minutes, we look for basically piercings or rejections. Now we got a rejection right here, which kind of led me into not taking the original sell, because like the 30-minute and the 15-minute candlestick was just like really big rejections. Yeah, it closed up here, but at the time of me looking at it, it was like rejection, and then like the body of the candle was right here. So I was like, okay, yeah, let me not look for sales. And I'm not going to take a buy just because it's rejected. I already know I want to look for sales. Why am I going to take a buy in the middle of a zone? So that's why I didn't take a buy there. Now for a 15-minute, we just went over the 15-minute. But if you look at the 15-minute, we have an engulfing. The market pushed up, came back down, and that was really our entry right here. So never mind, scratch that. Cut out the 15. Don't think about it. All right, 5-minute. Now this is where I wanted to take that trade I wanted to that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. This is where I wanted to wait for a break low, push back into this. The buyer showed no follow through. We see a rejection, and then we take the sell, and that's basically the break and retest, done for the day. But the market literally pushed up and engulfed this candlestick. A buy right here was valid, but at the end of the day, I really wanted to stick to my overall plan, and that's why I was able to see myself make money today, because I stuck to my plan. All right, and this is basically the order flow part where I could have taken that buy. So as you can see, this is a low volume node. The market pushed back into the low volume mode, and all this, volume down here, all those aggressive buyers, they basically absorbed the market down there, pushed up. So in my head, I'm thinking like, all right, if we get a rejection, I'm going to get in, and I was going to up my lots too because I felt confident. But we got a very strong push like this from right here to right here happened very quick, and then we seen an aggressive seller. And in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, aggressive seller. Maybe just pushed up a little bit higher, but the market literally just continued to go up. And this is where I could have taken my trade. And a couple of videos prior to this one, I mentioned how the iceberg setup, basically like if you are seeing a very big selling candle, if you're say you're in a buying candle, right, and you see a very big selling candle when it comes down to the order, and there's no follow through, and the next candle continues to push up, you can literally enter off the break of the previous candle and have your stop loss underneath, which would have been a previous day point of control. So that would have been a safe stop loss, and you could have just took it to the other side of value. I don't think I have a video on mean reversions, but that's basically a mean reversion setup. Now let's go over this trade right here. This is the trade that I took. So this is when the market literally shot up. Now this area right here, this is going to be like a high volume node from the previous day, and what I did was I just simply marked it up. Once it got up here, I was basically looking for a break and retest. I was literally looking for a break and retest, but once I seen that it was absorption, Once I seen that the buyers literally was stepping and pushing the market up, then we get a rejection, then I was like, okay, let me enter. So I entered on the eval, literally right here. As soon as that candlestick closed, I entered on the eval, had my stop loss above. Now when it comes down to the 3 minute, I entered, I believe, right here, as it was a breaking pass, either right here or right here. That's where I entered and I didn't have any drawdown. So that was basically the trade that I took. Basically took a break of a candle for a low probability variation. Once I seen that the market wasn't willing to push higher, I already had a bias that we wanted to look for sales. So basically I seen one rejection, I entered on an account I really don't care for, but the account I do care for, I waited for a conservative entry where I was going to take a break of a candlestick either right here or right here. I believe it was right here, because I ended up closing one position because I felt that was a little bit high. Kind of got scared money don't make money, so I entered again and I was able to make some money. So that is the setup for today. Overall, I would say I didn't follow my rules. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because I told myself I wanted to wait for, if you look in the previous video, I mentioned the setups that I wanted to take. I wanted to take a break and retest of a low volume node. In this case, I was going to take a break and retest of my support or resistance area, and I didn't take a break and retest. I basically took a rejection of a zone from a previous day. So I would honestly say not ideal. I probably should, look, you know what, I risked a good amount. I wasn't sure about it, so I lowered my risk on the funded. On the eval, I could have did 2 contracts, but I only did 1. So I wasn't too sure about this, but you know, this was a good setup. I maybe shouldn't have took it on the funded. I didn't take it on both funded. So overall day, I would give it a 7 out of 10 because the pure execution was great. Now, when it comes down to my mindset, I did close one position early, and I also maybe shouldn't have taken this trade. So that's where I'm going to deduct 3 points. But at the end of the day, we are up 1,000 on one account. We are up 350 on the other account. So that's 2 thumbs up. I will see you all tomorrow. So let's say you do the account, right? Let's say you failed the first one. All right, boom, you buy another one. Let's say you're taking a little bit longer. You're taking 2 months. That means you would have paid, if you paid 50 to start it, you would have paid 50 at the end of the month. And then once you pass the account, now you have access to a funded account. Now, what does that mean? That means that you're kind of trading live now. So you have up to 2,000 to lose, and you have till infinity to make. Now, if you making, I ain't gonna lie to you, if you making too much money, they gonna look at you. That's why you kind of gotta play it cool, but stack your accounts. So let's just say you make 10,000 off of 50K, right? What you, instead of just trying to aim for 1 million, what you want to do is you want to get multiple funded accounts.
Okay.
So you can have up to, I would say, 5 funded accounts, but you can like vary across multiple accounts. I mean, on multiple prop firms. So you can have up to 20 50K accounts or 100K accounts or 150K accounts, depending on what you want to do. So basically at that point, you know, once you're constantly, you know, seeing payouts, because at the end of the day, you just have to make a certain threshold and you're able to withdraw. Once you get to that point, you know, you're able to withdraw. Let's say you got multiple accounts. Once you have multiple accounts, I'm not gonna lie, bro, that's the cheat code. That's literally the cheat code, because once you pass the